Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. It was done using this cipher, which me and my friend have been developing since 2011 and is now used on the new official Gallifreyan translator on Doctor Who.tv. Anyway, let's go ahead and learn this script and learn how to use this key to read stuff like that. So first things first, it's set up in a grid. There are rows and there are columns. And the rows are determined by the letter stems, and they are right here. We have 4 different rows, therefore 4 different letter stems. And the very tippy top row, there is this sort of like horseshoe or omega shape that curves back in on itself. It doesn't close, it's not a full circle, it's open, but it's more than 50% complete because the other divot stem is in the 3rd row, and that is half a circle. Like an open mouth or a bite taken out of a cookie, it does not start to close in on itself. And then for the 2 full circles, in the 2nd row from the top is a full circle that's inside of our word circle. And then, so if this is our word circle line, actually let me switch here because everything is mirrored. So if this is our word circle line here, our letter is inside it, whereas it's on the line on the very bottom row. And then we have dots and lines making up the columns. So in this very first column, there are no dots or lines, and that is just the base letter stem. And then we have 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, 4 dots. And then these line modifiers in these columns over here, they are lines that end on the letter stem. So in this very last row, we have 1 line ending on the letter stem, 2 lines, and 3 lines. And those lines, they can curve, they can be straight, whatever. As long as they end on the letter, they count. And then right above me here are our vowels, and there are 3 vowel positions. The A position is outside the word circle. The E, I, and U, they're all in the same position, which is centered right on the line of the word circle, or centered inside one of those 4 consonant stems. And then the O is fully inside of the word circle, always. Or it's like a bead on a string if it's attached onto one of the 4 consonants. So that's a brief rundown of how this grid works, and let's go ahead and get to the design itself. So we start reading the script at the bottom and we go counterclockwise, like a time traveler going back in time. And this handy dandy start marker is here to show that we read here first before this, because this is our first little sentence chunk, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then this kind of all zoops together as sort of a 6th and the 7th sentence chunk. And you read each of these sentence chunks bottom counterclockwise, spiraling outer to inner. So here we have a little guy, vowel, on the line of the word circle, making it an E. And then we have a shallow divot with 1 line, so we go to our shallow divots and then into the row with 1 line, and that makes a V. E, again, just like this one. R has 3 dots and Y has 2 dots, so even though these 5 dots in our O are in a row, we can see there's 3 dots here and 2 dots here. So this makes this an R, shallow divot with 3 dots, and this is a full circle with 2 dots, and this full circle's on the line, so it's in the bottom row with the column that has 2 dots. So this is every, and then we have a TH, a full circle on the line of the word circle, and even though this line modifier goes through the TH, it doesn't stop or end on it, like this line here. So this makes it a TH, the I with the line going inwards, and then this full circle on the line of the word circle has 1, 2, 3 lines on it, making it an NG letter. So everything, and then this word in the negative, we start at the bottom, or at this start symbol here, and we have an E, an N with 1 line, a D, which is that top row deep divot with 3 dots, and then an S, which has 1, 2, 3 lines on it. So everything ends, and here's a comma. And then this word here starts at the bottom with an A. The N has 1 line, and then D has 3 dots, so and. Then this sentence chunk here, starting at the bottom, we have an I line going inwards, and then this funky thing here. This is a letter stack. There are 2 letters stacked here. There is the thin line here, and the thick line here. And this thin line has nothing ending on it. It has no modifiers, so that's a T, and this thick one has 3 lines modifying it. So this is an S. And you read the T before the S because this line is thinner than this thick one. So this is an I, T, and S. And I didn't put the punctuation here because I wanted to make it look like this and not have... I couldn't figure out a fancy way, cool way of putting the punctuation there while still having fit nicely in this little spot and making this thing, which I liked and I thought was cool with the concentric circles here. Anyway, I figured it looking cool and how I wanted it prioritized above properly putting the apostrophe on the correct its. So I took some artistic liberties there. It's, and then we have this word starting here, A, L with 3 lines, W with 2 lines, A outside the word circle, a Y with 2 dots, circle on the line of the word circle with 2 dot modifiers, and then we have this shallow divot with 1, 2, 3 lines on it. So that's the S. So A, L, W, A, Y, S, always. S with 1, 2, 3 lines, continuing all the way around until we get to the A out here, and then these 3 dots on the D. So, lots of intermingling little designs between the designs in these, and I'm quite happy with how that looks. So, and here's the comment at the end of that. So, it's always sad is this little chunk. And then this is written completely like a cutout because the letters B and the letters T have no modifiers. So it's safe for me to leave them kind of cut out like this. So B, U with a line going outwards, and then a T shallow divot. So that was fun, and I also did a similar thing here with B because, again, B has no modifiers, so just a B and an E. I thought that was a nice little stylistic nod to some of the Gallifreyan shown in the 14th and 15th Doctor's era, where most of it is done in this sort of cutout style. Anyway, this big old word here, we start with an E, V, E, R, Y, TH, again stacked, so we have the Y, a thin one with 2 dots, a TH, a thick one with nothing, I, line going inwards, and then we have this N with 1 line on it. We can tell that these 2 dots go with the Y because this already has a line on it. So this line means this has to be a line letter, and there are no letters that have both dots and lines. So that means these dots have to go with this Y here. So TH, Y, but it's read thin to thick, so this is a Y, and then the TH. And the vowels are after the consonant, so Y, TH, I. The N has 1 line on it, and then the G has 1 line on it. So altogether we have E, V, E, R, Y, T, H, I, N, G. So everything. B, deep divot, nothing on it, just like this B here. E on the line with nothing on it. G with 1 line, I line going inwards, N 1 line on it, done just like this one, and then the S has 1, 2, 3 lines. So begins, bottom here, A outside the word circle. Even though this A is kind of closely between all 3 of these words, it is actually a smidgen closer to this one, showing that it goes here. Oh, I did a similar thing here with this one being just a smidgen closer to that other word there. You probably wouldn't notice in the tattoo that this is just a hair closer, but for those who want to be digitally nitpicky, this is how I can say, yeah, it's accurate. See how it's closer here? Otherwise, you can just use context and figure out if an A makes sense between the R and the YTHING and everything, or begins would have a random A before the S, or AGAIN again, and then T shallow divot with nothing on it, and then 2 O's. So everything begins again too. And this comma is on the sentence circle, kind of in between the begins again, comma 2, which is here. So we have that appropriately placed comma. And then we have our next sentence here, A N D. Let me zoom in. Little guy outside the word circle is an A, just like this A. An N has 1 line on it, and a D has 3 dots, so A, N, D, and TH on the line of our word circle, A, T, nothing on it, and then an S with 1, 2, 3 lines. That's A outside the word circle, L with 3 dots, W with 2 lines, A outside the word circle, Y with 2 dots, and then an S with 1, 2, 3 dots. So another always. H with 2 lines, A outside the word circle. This is another double stacked letter, except instead of them being 2 different letters, which would have 2 different thicknesses, this is a double P because it is the same letter twice, because the same thickness means the same letter. And then another Y with 2 dots on the line of our word circle. So HAPPY is happy. And then our last little bit here has that B I talked about earlier, where there's a deep divot with no modifiers, the E centered inside the B, and then an H with 2 lines, A outside the word circle. This is a P, a single P with 2 lines, and here's another P with 2 lines on it, and then the Y has 2 dots. So this is be happy. So yeah, that's that design. I'm, again, quite pleased with how it turned out, and I hope you like it as well. So yeah, I hope this video makes a bit of sense too. Bye!